Mario 64, brilliant game, been popular to the end of time. Nintendo declared their war on emulation, which is still ongoing to this day because they shut down.
They can't stop that.
Yeah,
though, really.
I will say this point till the day I die, and like any time that there's an argument surrounding emulation, I will always bring this up. The reason emulation exists and piracy exists is because of distribution, not because of malice. Because
no.
If I wanted to play, let's say, Most Wanted 2005, I guess actually that's a pretty bad example because of vehicle licensing. That's not dependent on the company, so that's a bad example. But let's say I wanted to play. Oh, that's it. Do you remember in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I like where this is going.
Yeah, that was down for a long while. You couldn't find it to play it. Yeah, 10 years.
10 years. That was
so
down for.
people would like redistribute it and pirate it, and it's a case for a lot of these other games as well. It's like the reason people pirate a lot of these games, I feel, is because how else are you supposed to get them? How else are you supposed to experience it? And I guess it's the exact same argument for emulation. How are you supposed to preserve? It's like it's not too altruistic of me to say it's like a preservation thing as well, because as well as you wanting to experience these old games, like my Nintendo 64, we still have our Nintendo 64, but the power supply unit on it is gone, so we can't use it. But I really wanted to play Jet Force Gemini the other day, so
you can. I cranked
out Project 64 and played it on my PC. And how else am I going to do that? Like, I'm in the minority that owns a Nintendo 64. Not even speaking for the people who don't.
Yeah.
And it's like a preservation thing as well.
They're eventually going to not exist.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So that's a piece of history that's just forgotten. Why? Like how? Yeah, like.
Yeah, it's the exact same case with Flash games, right? And Operation Flashpoint. It's like a massive community.
Again. I'll never do it.
Yeah,
such a good game.
Yeah, it's like you say that, but you had Flashpoint, which is a massive open source, like basically like preservation archive project. So you've got all of these Flash games hosted on this repo. It's like 50,000, I think, as well as like a million Newgrounds animations that got saved and preserved. But it just goes to show you, like, there's no malice behind it. And I literally remember asking the developers, because they had a Reddit AMA. I remember asking the guys behind Flashpoint, it's like, what's the deal with like certain games being missing or wanting to include certain things? And the general rule is the general thing that they said is, like, to boil it down would be, we just want to preserve these games because they mean so much to us. It's like, it's part of all of our childhoods. And it means so much to so many people. And it's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission. Yeah. Because I'm sure that, like, every company knows this, but if enough people want to get like an old game back, I mean, again, look at Nintendo. Everyone wanted to replay like Mario 64 or Mario Sunshine again.
I know where this is going.
Yeah, you know what they did? They released 3D All Stars and at a massive markup. And
well, they released 3D All Stars,
and then they ported it again.
Didn't distribute it again. So why are you doing that? It's grim. That's just harsh. Like,
that seems like
I've missed out again.
Backwards move. Backwards move completely.
Definitely,
in my opinion.
Definitely.
And
no, I agree.
The amount of memes, though, I will say it was a success in terms of the memes that came out. It's like, hey guys, I got 3D All Stars today, and then it's just a picture of shortcuts for Dolphin, the Wii emulator, and Project 64 emulator.
To be fair, I think also the port. It was a port for this for Mario 64, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it removed backwards long jumping.
Well, like the entire, like the basically the pinnacle of speedrunning. Great.
Yeah. You think that could have been that could have been like a resurgence in the speedrunning community, but no, they released the patched version, which removed stuff like BLJs, and it's just, come on, man.
Like, I've developers love speedrunners. They don't hate them, but
Yeah.
Nintendo seem to hate them.
No, do
Obviously.
you remember Cluster Truck? Do you remember the game Cluster Truck?
No, I have no idea. I don't think I've known. I don't know of that game. I don't think. Or do
Okay,
I?
let me.
Maybe I do. Go on.
It's like
Set the scene.
where you'd have like sets of levels, but you'd be this guy starting at like the back of a truck line, and there'll be hazards, and you had to jump to the front, or you
Was
had
it
to.
really ragdoll?
I think so. I feel like if you
Yeah.
search it up, you'd recognize it. But
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think I'm on the right path. I think I know which one you're about.
but yeah, it's like Cluster Truck. So
that
yeah,
had a speed run to it.
yeah, people would like you'd have a set of levels, and then people would speedrun it. It's like you had to get to the end of the course and not touch the ground. You had to stay on this like group of 100 trucks, but they'd all slowly get knocked out by the stage hazards.
Yeah.
And people would speedrun that, and like the developers loved it. Like they'd be hanging out
Yeah.
on Twitch chats to the point where they would actually like in the game. So I don't know how they did this. I think they integrated with Twitch at some point. But if you were streaming the game, the developers would actually invade the game.
Oh, you know what I did? No, I was with a completely different
yeah,
game. I was with a completely different game, but I know the game you're on about.
Yeah, it's like these clips. Those are what people remember Cluster Truck for, apart from like the actual name and some of the gameplay. Is that where the developers would actually like
they did that to
your
Markiplier.
game.
They're like, "Hello, Markiplier." It's like, he's like, "What?"
And just display your text on stream and put you in like a void.
Nice. I think the one I saw was like nice hats you guys are wearing. They're all wearing Christmas hats at this like charity stream, and they typed that in, and it was like really weird. Yeah,
and it's just
that's clever. I can't remember exactly what they said, but they said how easy that was to do. I can't remember what they exactly said though, but it's not difficult. People were like expecting it to be like really in depth. It's like, no, we just put this prompt in and then we can take control of the game, as well as it's only text over screen. It's not like they can't do what the person's doing.
Yeah,
it's just they've coded text over screen basically, something like that, and they just type it in what they wanted. That's game changer. That is Imagine that tech in a horror game.
Oh my god, that'd be terrifying, dude.
Right? How bad.
Jesus, man. Yeah, imagine you're like live streaming a horror game to 10,000 people, and just like seeing like if you had like a little chat log in the bottom of your screen, like in game. So it's like you had a little pop up, kind of like you get in some of the horror games, and you just had one of those pop saying, "It's like you better shut your door, Ryan," and just
yeah. What? Yeah, no, exactly. Oh, that is kind of game change. But no, that I do know that. Yeah, Cluster Truck. Yeah, that was